No worries on that count. One punch and this sot will be stretched out.
Your ma will be stretched out.
What did you say?
What did you say?
This. One more word about my ma, and...
Your ma is so ugly, it would make a blind man weep.
King hell.
So ugly, in fact, that at her christening, the priest mistook her for a toad.
Stop it, you fool. You're f***ing for it.
Kiss your ass goodbye.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kingdom 2. I'm the Bearded OG, and we are getting ready to start our investigation, our homicide investigations here. I haven't really done anything off camera since I left in the last episode, and so the first thing we're going to do is talk to this Father Prokov and see if he can give us more information about one of the girls that was murdered. So let's do it.
You shouldn't be walking around by yourself. Awful things happen here.
Okay. Can I talk to you, please? There we go. About the killings in the city.
Father, I need to ask you a few questions.
I don't have time for theological discussions, my son.
That's not why I'm here. My name's Henry, and I wanted to ask about the murder that happened recently. Someone killed and gutted a young maidservant and left her body lying by the city walls. And I hear it's not the first time this has happened.
Another one murdered. May the Lord grant her eternal rest. Why is it you ask?
I feared for my sister. She's also a maid. No, let's not lie to him.
Somebody is murdering maids here. We have to put an end to it.
Yes, but those poor souls are already at God's side, and revenge never...
I don't want revenge. I want to stop more killing. That's a better reason, isn't it?
True enough. What do you need to know?
One of the other victims was a girl named Yarka. But I reckon you know that, don't you? What can you tell me about her?
About Yarka. She was an ordinary girl. She served the von Groll family.
Where did you know Yarka from?
I knew her since she was a little girl. Knew her family.
And?
I was her uncle. When my brother and his wife died, I took care of her.
Who do you think killed her?
William, that pig of Satan. He gambles in the tavern on All Saints' Day and leads the locals astray. Yarka always went there to listen to music.
Why do you think it was William? Do you have any evidence?
Evidence? He's a skirt chaser, a tool of Satan. He messes with poor girls' heads.
And does anyone else come to mind? No other man spoke with her?
No, absolutely not.
You raised her? A priest with a child?
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not the first of the clergy to have a child on the side. But at least everyone knew Yarka wasn't my own daughter.
What does a priest know about children? Yeah, I don't know if that's what the hell that's even supposed to mean.
How does that even work? Did you have her with you at the presbytery?
When she was small, I could. But when she grew up, she had to go. It wouldn't look right.
Yeah, I guess I have to ask it.
No offense, but how did you know what to do? Without a wife, without a family? I would have been lost.
I was a bit, son. When she was smaller, it was fine, but when she grew up a bit, maybe I was too hard on her.
Why do you think you were too hard on her?
Yarko was an orphan, with no family, and no possessions. Her only chance of a good life was a good upbringing. And then, a husband. But the more I led her in that direction, the more she resisted me.
How did she rebel against you?
She wouldn't listen. She ran away. She ran around with all sorts. And how did it turn out? She died. And in sin. Such a disgrace.
Disgrace? What the devil are you talking about?
She was pregnant! Even if she had lived, what then? Nobody would want to marry her anymore.
Okay.
You're well off, though. Couldn't you provide for her?
I couldn't. Even if she had been my very own. More so, since she was my brother's.
But how come?
The church's property always remains the church's. They keep a close eye on that.
Okay.
Why don't you respect Lumiere?
That's my business. You needn't concern yourself about that. I won't tell you anything.
Come now, I'm a Christian in need.
But this is important. Do I look like someone who's asking out of curiosity?
All right. Lumiere accused me of her murder.
What?
Yes. He slandered me in public.
And how... What happened then?
It turned out he was deranged. How could he even think such a thing? He's finished in Kuttenberg.
I've heard enough, Father. I'll be going.
Son, I'll give you some good advice. Don't listen to Lumiere. That man has gone completely mad.
Okay, so I'm suspicious of him. For Yarka, for sure. I mean, he's pissed because she didn't conform to the way he thought she should conform. She ended up getting pregnant. He's completely disgraced. So he could have definitely killed her. But that doesn't necessarily explain the other deaths, though. Yeah, I mean, what motive, without knowing anything more about Father Prokop, what motive would he have to kill the other girls? So, I don't know. Lumiere doesn't seem insane to me. You know, so far anyways, from what we've been able to find out. I suppose he could even be a suspect too, but I don't really suspect him at this point. But Father Prokop is definitely a suspect in my mind for, at least for Yarka's death at this point. Okay. I mean, because he has motive, right? Okay, let's see. Both of these next two are down here at the Hole in the Wall Tavern. So let's go ahead and fast travel to that location. This is interesting, you know, this quest, because it's all of a sudden now, you know, we're a homicide investigator. It's kind of fun, you know, but it's definitely different than what we have done so far in the game. All right, let's take a look at the map. We want to go up and then over.
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Go home and sleep it off. We're getting married tomorrow.
Kiss my ass. Another round.
I'm putting this nicely, since you're practically my brother now. Go home, or we'll drag you there.
Laying a hand on family. Shame on you.
Leave now, before I make you.
Look here, you bitch. I was brawling when
Drunk
you two
and
were still
screeching
playing
like
with hobby
magpies.
horses.
To the
Oh, yeah?
pillory with the lot
Come
of
on
you.
then, you tosspot.
You don't want to fuck with me, mate.
At least be quiet, or the catchballs will come, and then there'll be trouble.
No worries on that count. One punch and this sock will be stretched out.
Your ma will be stretched out.
What did you say?
What did you say?
Fuck this.
One more word about my ma, and
Your ma is so ugly, it would make a blind man weep.
Fucking hell.
So ugly, in fact, that at her christening, the priest mistook her for a toad.
Stop
Jeez.
it, you fool!
You're fucking for it!
Kiss your ass goodbye!
That's funny.
You should have fucking stayed out of it. Good.
How come he's not doing anything? Oh, okay.
Fucking hell!
I'll be done with you in a flash. Take that.
I'll slice you up! Yeah. Yeah. Don't spare
You're
him!
lucky I don't kick shit I see on the ground.
All right, they thumped him good. the guard didn't do anything. Okay.
What the?
What's wrong? Wake up! Hey, come on! Where's that beer? That's all we get him. Fucker.
The lads will help me get him. Okay, let's go back into here. And let's look at the journal. So for Stanya, we need to. She disappeared. Okay, we need to talk to Innkeeper Mole about Stanya, and then Zdenya, I think. We need to talk to someone named Stranad. Okay. Ruffian. Brawler. Rat.
Cheers.
Chinyuk.
After another, as usual.
Right, are they, maybe they're upstairs here?
It's like I'm invisible or something.
Hired hand. There's Goliath. We thumped him. Hog. Here's the innkeeper. Okay.
How can I help you, stranger?
Tell me about the fights. What fights? Oh, just the fights outside? Yeah, let's not get sidetracked.
Did Estanya work here?
Stanya. Maybe. It depends on who's asking.
My name's Henry.
Names don't interest me. The main thing is whether it's a good guest or a bad guest asking. What kind of guest are you, Henry?
I don't know. How do you define good and bad in a place like this?
I'm a good guest.
Really? Let's see. Do you know how to recognize a good guest?
He spends money.
By the fact he spends a lot of coin?
Aye. I like talking to them kind of guests. A lot. So, what'll it be, my good man?
What if I...
I'd like a beer.
Yeah, I'll give you 10 groschen.
What if I simply paid you and you tell me what I want to know?
Ask away.
I want to know if Stanya worked here.
She did. And she don't know more. What's it to you?
I heard she disappeared without a trace. So I'm trying to find out if anyone had anything to do with it.
It's possible. The chamber she was sleeping in here was totally ransacked. The door open. Everything emptied out. And Stanya was gone. All I found were bloody footprints.
Tell me something else.
First, you'll have another beer. Or is it time to pay?
What?
If you want to ask, you have to drink. Didn't you get that?
You're quite the extortionist.
I prefer to be called an enterprising man of trade. So, what'll it be?
Yeah, man, I already gave you 10 groschen. This is for a good cause, so fuck off and just tell me what I need to know.
I don't want to pay you any more. I think you could answer my questions directly and not always try to wheedle money out of me. That makes it look like you might have some motive for keeping me from finding out anything about that murder.
Exactly.
Nonsense. How could you think that? Come on. Ask me anything you want.
Did anybody see what actually happened when Stanya disappeared?
No, it was at night. Nobody saw or heard anything. The tavern tends to be empty at that hour. And you won't meet many people on the street, neither.
What was Stanya like? What can you tell me about her?
A bold woman. One has to be here. Everyone's ballsy here unless you nib it in the bud right away. She was hanging around a bard for a while. I don't know how close they were, but she also had another suitor.
Someone from the city?
No, a charcoal burner. I heard he was from somewhere in the, Verchlitz Valley. I think his name was Barton?
What do you know about that bard?
What about him? He's a minstrel, a skirt chaser. What more can I say? He called himself William. As far as I know, he plays in the Miners' Tavern in the evenings. But sometimes he shows up here, too.
You think he might have been the one who...
Now that you mention it, he cleared out of town for a while and only came back not long ago. It could be him, all right. I know he met with some odd people and talked about God knows what, like bloody spies. Besides, you know what minstrels are like. Lasses just flock to them. And like they say, opportunity makes the thief.
Or in this case, a murderer. Apart from those men, did anyone else know Stanya? I mean, more intimately.
Well, I got bad news for you. She had 2 close friends, but you won't get much out of either of them.
Why?
One was hit by a cart, even before Stanya disappeared. And she died. And the other one got married and moved away.
Okay.
How did Stanya's room look?
The door was wide open. Most of her things were gone, but some remained. And there was blood all over the place.
Blood? Was there a lot?
Not so much, really. More like hand or footprints. But they were near everywhere. If someone done her in, they definitely didn't do it in that chamber.
Okay.
Where can I find this Barton?
I already told you. In the Verchlitz Valley.
Could you be a bit more precise?
I don't know that bloke at all. All I know is he's a charcoal burner. So if I was you, I'd look somewhere around the charcoal kilns.
That's all I need to know.
Okay. So let's look at this. So she disappeared from her room where there were traces of blood. According to the innkeeper, she was known to hang around with a charcoal burner named Barton. Maybe I can learn something more from him. Was Barton... Barton's not the minstrel. The minstrel was somebody else, right? Because he called the minstrel a skirt chaser, and the priest also said there was a skirt chaser involved with Yarka. So that's interesting. Okay, let's see what kind of information we can get from Zidnya. It's so hard for me to pronounce. And also, if we zoom out on the map here, it looks like that's the valley that we would need to go to find this charcoal burner. Right. Okay. So, now we need to look for G. According to this, G's right behind me. Is that him? Yep. Okay, let's get rid of this.
Are you Sternad? The one that went with Zdena?
Who the fuck are you?
Stinner.
Just an ordinary bloke who has some questions.
Well then, piss off. You won't get any answers here. All you're gonna get here is a kick in the teeth.
Okay, I could beat the fuck out of him and then make him talk. Or we could try our charisma.
Why so rash? That kind of attitude will do you no favors. Let's make a deal. You tell me everything you know about Zdena, and I'll make sure you're no worse for wear.
Ah. You're the lord what that whore robbed. Don't worry about it. She weren't nothing but a lying bitch.
So, if I understand correctly, we can make a deal?
For the right price, I'll tell you all I know.
I should have just beat his ass.
Is this the right price?
You fucking bet it is. Ask away and I'll tell you everything.
Where can I find Zdena?
Aye. That's what I like to fucking know too. Last time I saw her... well, That'd be back when she managed to fleece you.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to find her.
I can well imagine. Well, she went to Ravstein Mill. It's quite a long ways away. She had some unfinished business with some bloke called Pint. Ain't nobody seen her since then.
Is Zednya one of the girls that's missing or murdered? I can't remember. Tell me about her.
What can you tell me about Zdena?
What do
Zdena.
you want to hear? I try to keep her out of trouble, but there's just no helping some women.
So you were taking care of her?
Well, just in front of the others. Other than that, she did what she wanted. Always made her mind up and did things her own way.
So you weren't too fond of her?
Not really, no. But she did have a knack for making coin.
Did she have any friends or lovers who'd know more? Did anybody come here to see her?
Who come to see that bitch? She was always off somewhere, seeing someone. Although, once...
Someone came to see her?
Well, aye. Some stuffed frock came here once. All old and decrepit. He said he had some job for her. That she should leave behind her sinful life and all that shit. But he left empty-handed. She told him to go to hell.
Do you know who that priest was?
Some fucking Prokop or Pravoslav or some such shit. But that reminds me. I saw her a couple of times with another bastard.
There he is again.
That fucking bard, William.
Okay, the bard's popped up again. Why would Prokop talk to Zdenya? I don't know. That's interesting, though.
What do you know about this priest?
Not much. Seems they knew each other from before. And he had some job for her somewhere. Serving as a maid or something. But she weren't stupid. She told him to fuck right off.
And did he go?
Aye, indeed. He didn't look like the kind of fella that had knocked some sense into a woman. I think he just told her if she changed her mind to come and see him. Or some shit like that.
And could she have changed her mind and gone to him? And that's why nobody's seen her?
No, no. She took off. I'm sure about that.
And could she have run away with this bard, William?
With that lily-livered fop? Well, he ain't been seen in town for some time, but I think someone was out to get him. He still don't come here no more. He plucks that loot of his in the miners' tavern. The wee shit.
I've heard enough.
Interesting. Okay, so Prokop is now a little bit stronger on my list as a suspect. And we've heard this William the Bard mentioned 2 or 3 times now by these guys. Let's see what we have going on now. A question William the Minstrel. He's in over here. And then Zdenya's The Thief's Fate is now G, which is way over here. Okay. Well, obviously, let's go do this one first before we leave town and go check these other ones out. So I guess let's just fast travel to here and then we'll go along the wall.
You there. Halt. Come here.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
You must have mistaken me for someone else.
No, it's you. How could I forget? The man I lost my shirt to at Dice, in the tavern.
I got lucky that day, that's all.
Well, you see, now it's my lucky day. If you want a pass, pay up.
What?
You heard me. Pay to go through, or you'll end up in the pillory.
Bloody blackmailer. I'll win it back anyway.
Did you say something?
No, nothing at all. Farewell. What are you doing here? It hasn't been safe around here as of late.
Half the people in this town are walking around like blitzed off their ass. It's funny.
Think so? You're just saying that.
I still don't know what exactly or who exactly this band of thieves is that I'm supposed to be reporting.
Hey, guard. I have to tell you something. I ran into a secret band of thieves. They call themselves the Guild. They claim they're fighting against Sigismund, but all they really do is rob and steal.
Damn. That's a bit above my station. You'll have to go directly to Bailiff Plummel. If you don't find him at the town hall, he'll probably be at Geldstick's tavern.
Okay. Civic duty. I started another side quest. All right, this guy, I believe, is in this area. The bard who we're going to question. The skirt chaser. He's over that direction. Let's go ahead and do a wash. I don't think I'm really dirty, but just in case. Also,
Here, mutt.
let's give you...
It's not safe here.
All of that's in good condition. Well, it's because it's dried. That's right. Here, let's give him the fish meat. Watch out for the spines, buddy. There we go.
Aye, come here.
All right, let's see. Where are we with mutts? 82. Okay, that's not too bad.
Be careful. It's not safe here.
Yeah, I know. Apparently it isn't. I'm trying to do something about that. So this is the Miners' Tavern.
Thing with your arms. Did you make up?
Not a chance.
Bard
Seriously,
William.
Humphrey's over.
Ah, that's a shame. There's something I need from her.
You've got legs, haven't
Hello.
you? Go and see her then.
It's William, right? I need to talk to you.
What is it? Do we know each other? Do I owe you money?
My name's Henry. And no, we don't know each other, and you don't owe me money. But we do have something in common. We have a lot of mutual friends.
What? What do you want of me? I don't have to talk to you.
I can talk to the guards about you. If you ever want to play that lute again, start talking.
How bad is it?
Okay, yeah, let's threaten to talk to the guards about him.
You don't need to. I can go and chat with the guards instead. Tell them you're the one hurting those girls.
What? I don't have anything to do with any girls.
Really? You? A notorious skirt chaser? Do you think anyone will believe you?
I just got back to the city. I don't know what you're trying to pin on me, but whatever it is, I didn't do it.
But everyone remembers you. You better spit it out before someone points the finger at you.
Come on. All right, then. Ask away.
Did you know Alice?
I know a lot of Alice's. You have to be more specific.
The one they found dead somewhere below the town walls.
Oh, her. I didn't know her, but I heard about it.
They say she had a rich young suitor. Do you know anything about that?
Me? Do I look rich to you? I get paid in food.
But you could at least pass yourself off as wealthy.
Or I could claim to be the Virgin Mary, but I doubt anyone would believe me.
I heard she used to go to dances.
Yeah, and? I'm not the only musician in the city. I really didn't know her.
Good day.
Do you remember Zdena? You knew her, didn't you?
Do I know Zdena? As wild as the wind and always full of life. And those nimble fingers. You always had to check your purse around her.
Did she steal something from you?
A traveling minstrel doesn't have much to steal, but she was well aware of that. She was on the lookout for some better prey.
You don't happen to know who she wanted to rob?
There were lots. Anyone she thought was rich enough who let her ply her charms for a while. Like young von Groller. When he started coming here, she got to him right away. Said she was gonna rob him blind. Far as I know, she didn't succeed. If she robbed a noble like von Groller, word would get around.
Okay.
And did you ever meet Yarka? It was a long time ago, but I heard she used to hang around you a lot. And Father Prokop didn't like it.
Oh, that one. Aye, she was very keen on my company for a while, but then she stopped coming.
Because somebody killed her.
I know what happened was a tragedy, but it wasn't my fault. She stopped talking to me long before that. Honest.
And did you know she was pregnant?
What? Yarka was... That's horrible. Who would kill a pregnant woman?
That's what I'd like to find out. What about the unwilling father-to-be? It wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
What? Mine? I never even got under her skirt. We just flirted a bit, and then she stopped coming by.
And can you tell me anything else about it?
I don't know anything. It was a long time ago. You said so yourself.
And I hear you knew Stanya.
Which one do you mean?
The alehouse wench from the hole. I heard you had something with her too.
Well, she batted her eyes at me a couple of times when I was still playing there. A nice girl, but I didn't know her much.
And the innkeeper Mole told me a different story. He said you were the one coming on to her.
Fine, we had a bit of fun together. But she was always the one who started it.
And aren't you just saying that because she left you?
Oh, come on! I could have any woman, if I wanted. The innkeeper must have got it mixed up. He's an old drunkard after all. If I was you, I wouldn't take him too seriously. Look, why are you asking me about all this? You don't seriously think I killed her, do you?
Well, you did know them all.
And? I'm surely not the only one.
That may be true. But everybody knows you're a skirt chaser, and they were all pretty girls. And now, they're dead.
But I had nothing to do with it!
I don't necessarily think it was him. I think Prokov is a stronger suspect.
So you didn't do anything to them?
No! Why would I? What would I get out of it? It doesn't make any sense. It goes against God.
You dare invoke God?
I admit, I'm no saint, but for Christ's sake, I'd never kill anybody.
I tend to believe him. I'm not 100% convinced he's innocent, but I do kind of tend to believe him.
Good. I believe you. But if any clue leads me back here to you, I won't give you a second chance.
You won't hear about me again, I swear to God.
Okay. He doesn't seem... I mean, he doesn't even seem like he would... He seems like he's kind of a wimp. I mean, that doesn't mean he couldn't still be the killer, but... Yeah. And here's the other thing, too. What would his motive be? I think what he said, why in the hell would I do something like that? I have nothing to gain. That wasn't exact words, but that was the gist. It makes sense to me, you know? Unless there's something more that we don't know, of course. Whereas Prokov, you know, he has motive. He definitely had motive for killing, you know, the first one, Yarka, or whatever her name was. And, you know, he might also have something against young, beautiful women, and he's a psychopath, you know, possibly. Okay, let's go ahead and do the next thing. So, try to find out what happened to Stanya. Okay, so that means we're going to have to go out and about, which is cool, because then we'll uncover more of the map. So, I will meet you guys down here to see if we can find out more about Stanya, the alehouse maid. I think this is the charcoal burner place. Yeah, charcoal burner named Barton. Okay, I'll meet you guys down there. If something interesting happens between now and then, of course, I'll start the camera at that point.
Don't think I can't.
All right, we have some dead guy here full of arrows. And looks like we're... Oh, there's a couple of dead guys full of arrows. Stirad of Loretz. All right, what do we got going on over here? There's some kind of piper or something. A very hard lockpick. A key to a wager chest. Might as well pick these apples up. This stuff's worth some money. 500 groschen? Just there for the taking, huh? Okay. I wonder if this is related to a future quest. A better piercing arrow. What kind of arrows do I currently have? I've got enhanced long-range arrows and wounding bolts. Both of those do 125 damage. These do 120. Well, these would be worth picking up to sell if nothing else. They've got a really good weight to value ratio. An ornate... Oh my god, look at how much that thing's worth. Okay, we'll take that. Marksman Albrecht. Yeah, this has to be, I would think, some other quest that we just kind of stumbled across. But usually games like this, if you do something before you start the quest, developers usually take that into account. Alright, let's just see what he's got on him. Bacillard, Marksman's Bolt. A treatise on the beauty of the... Squeeze me! My goodness. Okay, we'll take that because he doesn't need it anymore. And we'll take his groschen. None of the rat... Well, actually, the hairpin bone has a good weight to value ratio. How many of these does he have? He only has 3. Yeah, I guess we'll take that stuff too. I'm not going to take any of the clothes, though. Well, actually, no. That embroidered hood is a level 3 hood. Very good weight to value ratio. Cap is level 3. Yeah, I guess we're Robin and Blight. All that stuff is worth taking. Okay. I'm not one of those types of people that has qualms about taking stuff from the dead because they don't need it. Otherwise, it's just going to sit there and go to waste. Okay, let's go check this other guy out. Wonder what this business is. It's almost like whatchamacallit, a stand here mark for an archery contest, but I don't see any targets on either side of those. Oh, okay, I get it. So hazel longbow, nice. So this was a duel, and that was the midline, and they both killed each other. Because this guy was using arrows, and the other guy was using bolts. Now I'm picking up what you're putting down. Ooh. That's a bad place to get shot in the inner thigh. Well, not that any other place is good to get shot either, especially in the neck and the heart. These guys really took each other out big time, didn't they? All right, let's see what he has. We'll take his better piercing arrows. See, now this guy's stuff isn't worth quite as much as the other guy's. But you know what, though? Again, it's all still decent value to weight ratio. Okay, so if we... Where are we at right now with our marks? Okay, we're at 23. Oh, I guess I have a perk point for swords. Let's see. Gladiator, if you fight with only a one-handed sword, you get a 5 bonus on sword fighting. Cleaver is only for hunting swords. I guess that would maybe be a perk to take early on when you don't have access to the better swords, but it seems kind of like, when the hell am I ever going to use a hunting sword at this point? That's for sabers, and this is using a long sword with a shield, but you lose 30%, or, 20%, 30%, that sort of thing. Not a fan. So the rest of these kind of suck, in my opinion. I suppose there might be situations where we don't have a shield with a one-handed, so let's just go ahead and take this. And we also have We have another perk point somewhere? Where at? Houndmaster. Okay. Mutt can sniff out enemies from further away. Strange dogs don't react. When you sleep in the wilderness, you have a better quality sleep. All right, let's do heightened scent. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, now, if we go back over here and we go to books, I think both of these will give us marksmanship. Oh, this is one of these kind of books. Okay. Pause the screen if you want to read it. Oh, I've got to study this. Oh, okay. How long do I have to read it? Okay, you know what? I'm not going to do this right now. We'll do it later. Just because I want to stay on task here. Water-driven sawmills. Okay, so this is a search the area. And we're looking for Barton, I think his name is, right? Yeah, Barton. Okay. What's your name? Your name's Barton.
I'm looking for someone named Stanya.
You're in a charcoal camp, fella. What would a woman be doing here?
But you know Stanya, don't you?
Aye. You could say that. Why?
I'm looking for the killer of a girl in town. And I heard that someone also tried to kill this Stanya.
That's true. She told me something like that. But that was a long time ago.
So you don't know what became of her?
I really don't know, mate. But even if I did know, how can I be sure you aren't that killer?
I wouldn't be asking about her or Lumiere game. Doesn't he not like Lumiere, though? We probably shouldn't bring him up if that's the case.
I wouldn't be foolishly asking around for her then, would I?
Why not? How else would you find her?
Without getting seen by any witnesses.
What do you mean? What witnesses?
I mean you. If I tried anything, you'd remember me.
Well, that didn't occur to me. That would really be stupid of you.
I really only want to talk to her.
Sorry, but after all that happened to Stanya, I like to be careful.
So Stanya is here?
Aye. She's hiding with us. Since that thing happened, she's afraid to even go outside. I don't know what to do with her anymore.
Can I speak to her?
If it'll help you. She's hiding in that cottage, but be nice to her. She's in a bad way. She used to be such a gutsy girl. Till we meet again.
All right, well, I guess he's not the murderer. I mean, not likely anyways. Still could be, I suppose, but he's not very high up on my suspect list. Since we know Stanya's alive. It could be that Stanya and the reason she ran away has absolutely nothing to do with the murderers either. It could be a whole different reason, you know. But let's go talk to her and see what we can find out. Okay, we want to make sure we're nice and clean. And we have maximum charisma. And what's our speech at? Skills. Horseman, scholarship, stealth. Stats. Speech. Here we go. So it's 15 plus 10. Is it plus 10 because I still have... Yeah, I've got Fox going on. Okay. So we have 25 speech, which is pretty high. If we switch to this outfit, yeah, that doesn't give us any more speech.
You have a kind man.
Who are you? How did you find me? If you came here to finish what you started, I'm not afraid of you. I'll claw your eyes out.
Don't be afraid. Barton told me where to find you.
Barton sent you to me. What do you want from me?
Lumiere thought you were dead. I was supposed to find out what happened to you.
Lumiere? From the rat house? He sent you?
Exactly. Someone killed a girl in Kuttenberg. Lumir thought it might be connected with you, so maybe you could help us find out who did it.
How can I help you when I haven't been in Kuttenberg since... I don't even know when.
Okay. Yeah, let's just ask about her first.
How are you now?
I'm still awful scared. I can't fall asleep knowing that, and I can't even really leave the house.
All right.
You disappeared from the hole in the wall without saying goodbye. Without a word. What happened?
Someone attacked me when I was coming home from the baths one night. I managed to get away, but I was so afraid. I decided to run away from Kuttenberg.
Did you see who it was?
Not at all. I didn't see anything until he jumped out of the shadows and grabbed me around the neck. And he was terribly strong. I nearly blacked out right away.
And how did you manage to break free?
I had an empty pitcher in my hand, and I hit him with it. He howled and let me go, and I ran away.
Here? To the charcoal burners?
No, first to my room in the hole. But I was so scared there. I took what I could and ran. Here, to Barton.
And your lover? What did he say?
At first he was horrified, because I had cut myself on a shard from the pitcher and was all bloody.
Oh, okay.
He's been hiding me here since then.
Okay. So, one of the things that either the priest, the gravedigger, or oh God, whatever that guy's name is that started the investigations and then quit. I forgot already. They did say this guy must have been really strong with big hands to strangle people. So she's confirmed that. And that to me definitely rules out, I think it rules out the bard. I mean, I wouldn't say definitely, but it definitely puts him lower on my suspect list because he wouldn't have big, gnarly, strong hands. You know, I wouldn't think so anyways as a minstrel. Plus, he was kind of a slighter build anyways. Okay, so that's good information to know, and thank goodness she's alive, and we know why there was blood in her room.
What was it like working in the hole?
Well, I earned a few groschen, that I did, but I often had to grit my teeth.
How so?
Every single day I had to put up with their lewd remarks. Rich or poor, everyone wants to grope a girl. People, well, us girls have to watch out. We can't just put up with it, and sometimes we have to be tough, especially in a place like the hole. But you can't overdo it either. That's no good.
How so?
Because if you smile at them nicely, then sometimes they leave a groschen, or even two. You have to keep a balance. To look friendly, but unavailable.
Okay.
You said that rich or poor, they all like to grope girls. Like who?
Truth be told, the hole isn't exactly a good place for a rich man, but young von Groll used to go there for a while.
Okay, his name
That's
came
so.
up again?
Did he talk to you?
He smiled at me a lot, so I smiled back, but beyond a few groschen, there was nothing more to it. Then this thieving wench started hanging around him and... oh, it doesn't matter. But that servant of his didn't like it, tried to drive her away, and so the young lord stopped bringing him with him.
Von Groller had a servant with him?
Aye, a pudgy fella, well-dressed, but had a mean face. He never said a word or smiled, or even said thank you.
Okay, pudgy fella could mean big guy with big hands.
You walked home from the baths at night?
What's so odd about that?
Well, at night, the baths are...
Ah, right. I went there after closing. I always brought the girls a pitcher of wine or ale and took a bath while they drank it.
Ah. So that's why you had the empty pitcher you hit him with?
Right. I went there regularly. Every week.
The same way every time?
Aye, always the same way. The shortest one. I didn't want to stay out too long at night.
And who knew that you went by yourself to the baths?
Well, everyone from the tavern, I reckon. I didn't hide it.
Okay.
Why didn't you go back to the hole?
Just to get murdered there?
That was a dumb question.
Are you mad? I'm never going back there. Not until they catch him.
Do you remember anything important about the attacker? What he looked like? What he was wearing?
I don't know anything. It was at night. He grabbed me from behind, and then I ran and never turned back.
And what about when you hit him? What did he do?
He let me go and cursed.
Aha. And what did he say?
He said Scheisse in German.
Okay, that's a clue. Okay, well, I don't think either Prokop or William are German. I mean, they didn't have the accent. I don't remember if Mole did or not.
Seems you're the only one to survive the killer's attack. I know it isn't easy for you to think about it, but try to remember something else about that moment, or when you were running away. Anything can help us, even if it seems insignificant.
I don't know. It's all like in a fog.
You were walking down the street. Did you notice anything before he attacked you?
No, nothing.
You didn't see anything or hear anything?
Actually, I knew the side street wasn't empty. I heard somebody talking, but when I looked, there was nobody there. So when somebody grabbed me, I completely froze.
Did you understand what they were talking about?
Not at all. But there were two voices. Two of them waiting for me there.
I'm starting to not think it's either one of any of these three. Let's see if we can get anything else out of her.
It's difficult, I understand. But I need you to think hard one more time. Aside from those voices and the empty street, what else do you remember?
I didn't hear him at all, and then he grabbed me.
And nothing else? Did he grab your hair?
Well, no. He grabbed me by the throat right away and squeezed, just for a moment, but I still had a big bruise round my neck for weeks. Barton said the man must have had a terribly strong grip, like a miner or swordsman.
I mean, that doesn't really fit any of these three. But I guess we'll ask the question.
Couldn't it have been that innkeeper then? You yourself said he's a pig.
Aye, when he drinks, he turns into a total bastard. All lewd remarks and groping fingers. The lecher. Only when I got to my room, I could hear him snoring. It couldn't have been him.
Okay.
Couldn't it have been Father Prokop?
Father Prokop? I don't know him.
Well, he's pretty old. He preaches in the Church of St. Peter and St. Paul.
I don't know him. And if he's an old man,
Yep.
how strong could his grip really be?
I heard William liked pretending to be a spy. Do you know anything about that?
Aye, I thought it pretty silly. A stupid trick to make himself seem more interesting. Though I reckon he's more likely to attract an ass-kicking than a woman.
I reckon that'll be all.
I'm sorry I'm not able to help you.
You helped a lot,
You don't
actually.
need to apologise.
Thank you. Could I ask you for a favour?
If it's in my power.
When you catch that bastard, would you please let me know? So I can finally stop being afraid.
I'll stop by if I can.
God be with you, sir.
Okay. That was very useful information, and I think we've pretty much ruled out the innkeeper, the bard, and also the... What? This game needs to fix that shit, because now she thinks I was trespassing. Anyway, and the minstrel, right? Or no, the bard, the innkeeper, and the priest. Because I don't think any one of them... None of them, you know, were big, burly, pudgy guys that had German accents, for one thing. Okay, what else do we have here? So, Zdenya, the second missing victim, was a member of a band of pickpockets. Her accomplice, Stranad, told me that she'd managed to rob some careless rich fellow and went to sell her loot to a man called Pint, the foreman at a nearby mill. Okay, we should go talk to her, too, because obviously we'll hopefully, anyways, we'll get more information. So I'll see you guys over there. You've discovered Bylony. Okay, looks like there's a grocer here. Or just a normal trader. And then we have...
Whoa!
Oh, this is the grocer. Okay.
Gather round, good men, so you can avoid danger.
That's a baker.
Hear what I say about the greatest evil of all, the one called woman.
This is the inn, it looks like. And this is a butcher, maybe? Yeah, it looks that way. Henry didn't actually discover it, though. Guess we have to go in.
You're always welcome.
There we go.
Here, good sir.
You discovered the butcher. Silly doggy. Okay. I don't really necessarily want to do anything in this town. I just wanted to discover all the vendors.
Watch where you're going.
You ran into me, you prick.
Whoa, whoa. I'd like to offer you a job.
Offer me a job, huh? There. Discovered the tavern.
Whoa, whoa.
Am I going to hit my head on this thing? Nope. Sometimes when you go into these back areas, you discover things like drying racks or alchemy stations.
Whoa.
That's going to hit my head. Yep, we discovered a drying rack. Let's just talk to the trader.
What are you here for today?
I'll have a look at your wares.
Okay, so she's just got the basic stuff. Is this haze? No, it's not as good as our ash longbow. Okay. Why don't we sell? Well, I really should repair and clean all this stuff first. Here, we can sell to these things. I don't want to sell the stolen stuff. Until... Well, you know what, though? They'll probably... because we're in a different area, they probably wouldn't recognize it as stolen. Let's try it. Hopefully we don't get in trouble. We're going to actually read those books. These items are in pretty good shape. They're kind of bloody though, but I don't know if that affects its sales value. Yeah, let's just sell it. It's not like we are in desperate need to make a ton of money here. And we may run into some, bandits later with really good armor that's going to be heavy, so. And these are already in, or this one's already in good shape anyways. Or perfect shape. It's just got a little blood on it is all. Sell the marksman's bolts. And all of the better piercing arrows. The ornate bow, that would probably be worth repairing. So we'll hang on to that, but we'll sell the hazel longbow since it's not a whole lot of money. This we definitely want to repair too. Okay, let's haggle.
Let's talk about the price.
Very well.
Let's see if we can get 320.
Do we have a deal?
That sounds really interesting. Lower it a little more and I'll be satisfied. Finally, a reason. Thank you, and come again, sir.
Okay, good. Made 305 groschen. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here and head south down to our location, which is down that way. So we want to go take this road out to the southwest. You've discovered Rabstein. Housewife.
Gosh, pardon me.
Sorry. Just looking around a little bit here. Is she upstairs? Are we allowed to go upstairs? Hold on, let me look at the map again. I don't think she's in this building. She's out behind. Maybe down in that little shack? Oh. Can Henry climb over this wall? Uh-uh. Oh, right, we have to talk to Pint. I was looking for the girl.
Lord be with you.
Are you Pint?
I am. Why?
I'm looking for his denner.
I don't know any Stenner.
Stonard said something different.
You're a friend of Stonard's, are you?
God forbid. That's all I need. A friend like that bastard. But he was the only one who really knew Denner.
You're right there. Stenner was always cursing him. He was as lazy as a pig, but always wanted his share.
So you knew Denner? Can you tell me anything about her?
I know Stenner all right, but she ain't been here in some time. Why are you looking for her? What do you want from her?
I'm looking for a... Back in the city, they think she's either dead or run off somewhere. And you're the last person to see her before she went missing.
What of her?
I heard she wanted to sell you some valuables. Is that true?
Oh, aye. She had a good haul. No rubbish. Mostly jewelry, rings, one signet ring with a coat of arms and everything. She left it all here. I paid her a pretty sum of coin. It was a good thing she had a basket with her, otherwise she couldn't have carried it all.
And what about that signet ring? Do you still have it?
She didn't sell me the ring. She wanted to keep it. Said it'd bring her luck someday.
Where did she go next from here? You said she had a lot of coin on her.
That she did. She also had a feeling someone was following her. Someone on a horse.
Someone followed her on a horse from Kuttenberg. Did she say what he looked like?
She didn't. At first, she thought it was some wealthy lord out for a ride. But he held back. Never passed by her and...
And did you see him? Did he come all the way here?
No. But Stenna thought he would show. She even left her scarf here and paid some girl to walk around with it to make it look like she was still here.
And then where'd she go?
She wanted to go the back way, through the woods, so nobody could follow her. Past the woods is a road and a ford across a stream. Next to it is a huge boulder. When it rains, the water can rise fast. The road goes on to Kuttenberg.
Well, if it leads back to the road and there was really someone following her, I reckon if they saw she was long in returning, they could have waited for her at the ford, no?
Fuck! That's quite possible. I made a point of looking, but I didn't see any riders that day. So I forgot about it.
Okay. It's interesting that he's still asking about these guys.
What can you tell me about Stenna?
She always had it hard. She lost her parents and her home as a child. She had to learn to take care of herself.
And what about Sternad? How does he fit into this?
Sternad was her guardian angel, as she used to say. If she hadn't been thieving with him, she probably would have ended up a whore. But by sharing with him, she could do what she wanted.
Uh-huh. I'm surprised she stuck with him as long as she did.
That's because she had a hideout somewhere nearby. That's why she'd come to me with her loot, before they taxed her on the spot. And the last time she was here, she said one more haul like this, and she'll be able to go wherever she wanted. To Prague or Vienna.
Okay.
Do you know what kind of luck she meant? Did you recognize the signet on the ring?
No, I didn't recognize that signet. But all the while, Stenna was giggling to herself. I reckon she had her eye on another mark.
Oh yeah, if we get her scarf, we could have Mutt help sniff her
Stenna's
out.
scarf? Do you still have it?
Aye. I wanted to give it back to her the next time she came.
Will you give it to me? I'll try having my dog track her down.
All the same to me. Here you go. But it's been a long time. I don't know if it will help.
I wonder what they mean by a long time, though. Let's just go ahead and ask these questions.
And could it have been Father Prokop following her?
What do I know? If he has a horse and fancy clothes. But why would he do it?
I heard he wanted to find her an honest job, but she wasn't interested.
I don't know. She didn't say nothing about that.
And could it have been William?
And who would that be?
He's this bard she was seeing.
I don't know about that. I don't remember her mentioning nobody by that name.
Well, I'll go and check out that ford. Maybe I'll find something there.
I hope you don't. Farewell, sir.
Okay. He was pretty cooperative. Let's go check out the Ford place first before we give Mutt the scarf. This is kind of pretty over here. Look at this. Gorgeous. All right, let's take a look at the map. It's off over that way. All right. I think I'm just going to cut across through the woods. Is there a stream flowing in the woods? Well, there's this one. I'd still like to find some more herb Paris. I mean, I still have some, but it'd be nice to actually find some more too. There's a deer. I don't think we need any sage, and I think we're in pretty good shape on belladonna too. Okay, here's the ford.
Has to be that ford Pint was talking about.
Oh, this doesn't look
around
good.
here.
That some kind of piece of cloth. And smeared blood. Examine.
This must be that basket of silver Stenna was carrying with her. She wouldn't have just left that here. But where did it come from? Maybe it rolled down the hill?
Does it still have the silver in it? Okay. Does it want me to examine this now? After selling the stolen loot to Pint, Zdena, the second missing victim, stopped by a nearby ford to rest, and she still must be resting somewhere nearby because her overturned basket of silver is still lying there. Yeah, but I thought this was a long time ago. I don't know. It wants us to go up this way, though. That's why I said earlier, what exactly do you mean by a long time ago? Yeah, more torn clothing and blood. Or maybe over... Oh, shit. Oh, man.
Poor thing. She didn't get very far. Ugh, she's been lying here a long time. At first glance, this body isn't as mutilated as the others.
Shit, that sucks.
Unfortunately, I can't tell if somebody strangled her like the others. She's been lying here too long for that, but her head is smashed in.
Yep.
Either the murderer hit her with a rock or dashed her hard against the ground. She must have put up a fight. Or maybe he lost his patience. Oh, she's all stuck to her clothes. They're torn up, but I don't see any cuts. The rips are odd. Like someone was looking for something. Oh, I can't make much out by now. But it seems as if the fingers on her right hand are broken. Did the murderer torture her? Or was he trying to get something out of her hand? Oh, my God. Oh, something fell out of her. A signet ring. Oh, that must be the one she stole. How did it get inside her? Did she swallow it herself? Or did the murderer shove it in there? Was she trying to hide it? Or was it punishment for stealing? Well, that's enough. But what does it all mean? I'd say she put up a decent fight, and the killer had to improvise. And that's about all I can find out. She's probably been lying here a few weeks. But that ring is a good lead.
Oh, man, that's disgusting. So there's no option to bury her? I mean, every other dead body, it seems Henry's come across, he's buried him. Ah, shit. That's too bad. Ugh, and gross too. Okay, well, what does it want us to do now? Inform. Oh, go back to Lumiere now. I investigated all the cases that Lumiere told me about and found out several things that could help us catch the killer. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I think what we're going to do is wrap up the episode here, and then I'm going to head back to Kuttenberg after we wash off here in the stream. And then we will continue the next episode, and we'll keep going with this side quest. It's definitely has me intrigued, and it's just kind of a bummer that the other girl didn't survive, but at least the one did, so there's that, I suppose. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, share out the video, and we'll catch you in the next one. I just want to see what this is over here. An old mine, maybe? So a hoist for loading stuff onto a cart, I guess. Nothing in here. All right, see you guys next time. Bye.